the past. What are your impressions from what you recall about the golf course?
Well, I remember you've got to drive it well. And so far, I've been driving it well this season. Hopefully, it continues. Um, Greens are tricky. Got to have great irons. I mean, you got to come in with a full, complete set of clubs that you feel comfortable with attacking flags at, and just strategizing your way around the golf course. So it's got to be a full test of golf this week, and I'm certainly excited for the challenge.
For sure. Thank you. We'll open it up for questions. We're going to start with one in the chat from Aaron. Bryson, as someone who is very much centered on the numbers of the game, how much will this early week weather during practice round times impact your numbers, especially when it comes to how precise you are with ball speed on the greens?
Yeah, I think for me, it's actually provided me a little bit of rest. I was hitting a lot of golf balls last week and had a bunch of work going on. So it's actually provided me a little bit of time off. I've been doing some extracurricular stuff early in this week, which has been fun and great to see the first tee of Charlotte. That was fun this morning, and got a little bit of practice in yesterday in Dallas. So a little bit of a different prep this week. But considering the wetness and everything, I'm just going to go out to the driving range and use the foresight to see how far the golf ball goes. I'll get my speed numbers on the greens and be ready to go.
Juan Guillen, go ahead.
Bryson, how are you? So there's
Good.
an excitement that you've been able to generate over the last majors and even during the season with YouTube, with your followers and all that. I mean, something very special happened in Augusta a few weeks ago. How does it make you feel both as a golfer and as a person, no, to have that kind of following, no?
I'm very glad to be a part of the journey. Very thankful, very blessed. I didn't even think a few years ago that we could get this far, and I'm just honored and glad to have a big support system behind me. I'm talking my family and friends, and then it's great to see all the fans out there coming out, supporting, yelling my name, and talking about the latest YouTube video I just put out and our team put out. So it's quite fun, and it really gives me perspective out there when I'm under intense pressure and somebody yells out, "Hey, let's do a break 50," or "I love the video with John Daly," or whatever. It really sets me back into a positive mind frame, going, "Okay, I know why I'm doing this."
And a quick follow up, you were really close last year, and you've been a major winner too. I mean, what's the difference between being very close and getting it? No?
A little bit of luck and one or two shots here and there going your way. You making a putt from 7, 8 feet. There's going to be numerous players that are playing well this week that are going to have a chance. Sometimes it's just a little wind off the left or off the right that makes the ball go somewhere different or closer to the hole, or sometimes it's a mishit shot that ends up close to the hole. So a little bit of fortune, but also paired with a lot of skill over 72 holes of golf, and you have to combine all that together and to have a chance to win. And that's what Xander did so well yesterday or last year. That's what Xander did well, and I didn't get the job done because of one or two shots. Just is what it is.
Thank you.
Ron Green, go ahead.
Are you there? Can you hear me?
I got you.
I know you had a big, event this morning with the first tee kids, and sort of specified you wanted to have them there for this event. Can you speak to what your message was to them, why that's important, and how have you sort of seen your, I don't know, influence is the right word, grow since Pinehurst last year?
Yeah, I think. Well, my message this morning to the kids, it was a great breakfast. It was just getting 1% better each and every day, and be passionate about what you do. Make sure that you're incredibly passionate about whatever it is. It doesn't have to be golf. It doesn't have to be sports. It could be business. It could be art. It could be whatever, musical instrument. But be passionate about it. Take great care in it, and do your absolute best every single day, and learn every day. That's a big deal. So that was a big takeaway. Hopefully they got. And what was the second question again? Remind me.
Just how have you seen the reaction change since Pinehurst last year?
Yeah, I think that it's been quite special for me seeing everybody give me praise and whatnot. Although I don't feel like I always deserve it. I'm just very blessed to have that type of following now and continue to grow it. I want to do more than just the game of golf. I want to grow outside of the game of golf. I want to bring other golfers that have never seen the game of golf into golf. And YouTube's been a great platform to do that. I've been very blessed and fortunate to have partners at YouTube and Google now, and I'm super excited to see what the future holds because there's a lot more room to grow.
Thanks.
Go back to the chat here for a couple from Bob Herrig. Bryson, what were your thoughts and how was being invited to the Ryder Cup event the other night?
Yeah, it was awesome. It's an incredible honor. Unfortunately, we had massive storms that morning. It delayed me 3.5 hours, and I couldn't make it to the dinner. But I saw it on Zoom and also talked to the captain about it, and I was step in step with him, and we had a great conversation after. And look, I got to keep playing good golf, and I got to hopefully make it. Hopefully, I can make it on points alone. That's the goal. And from everything I heard, it was pretty inspirational, and I know the captain's going to be a great leader for the team, whoever he chooses and whoever makes the team. He's going to do a great job at Bethpage.
And from Steve Reed with the Associated Press, Bryson, you mentioned at Augusta National that you were not pleased with your iron play. What have you done to fix that? And do you think that part of your game will be ready this week?
I hope so. I've been working on my irons a little bit. I haven't changed irons. I was hoping to have irons by this week, but it just didn't work out that way. And I played pretty well in Mexico. Played well at Augusta. Well, played okay at Augusta. Not my irons. Irons weren't that great, but played better in Mexico. My irons are really good in Korea, so I feel like it's moving in the right direction. Let's hopefully keep it more the same. If I can do that, I'll give myself a good chance this week.
Dylan DeChambeau, go ahead.
What's up, Bryson?
What up?
You always drive it well, but it seems like you've been driving it really, really well. I was wondering if there's anything you've unlocked, whether it's with gear or yeah.
I mean, using Sportsbox AI a little bit. It's really been a bit of practice and getting more comfortable with myself, my golf swing. I have the same input, so I'm swinging it inside out like I normally do. You always see me practice like that. And there's a little bit of fine tuning that goes on with Dana and Sportsbox, just trying to get that face more consistently into the impact zone every time, and making sure I'm comfortable when I hit on the toe and the heel. What's it going to do off the toe? What's it going to do off the heel? Making sure when I accidentally hit the toe or accidentally hit the heel, it still goes in play, and I miss it in the right places. But for the most part, I just feel like I'm starting to swing a little bit more free. Hopefully nothing that takes that away this week, and I'm able to swing free out here because this is definitely a bomber's paradise for sure.
And after you're in contention, like you have been the last few weeks, obviously, the Masters too being a high profile example, do you go back and review those rounds and think about, how you react under certain pressure, certain shots, or do you kind of move on and look forward, new tournament, new golf course, new everything?
Yeah, I reflect on it for a couple days after, take away what I need to improve, whether it be my iron play or a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Why did I get so nervous over a tee shot? Why did I feel this way? I take those sorts of things and I translate it in the next week. And I did that pretty well in Mexico, albeit I still lost and hit one OB on 13 randomly and didn't know where that came from. And I felt that at Augusta, but it never happened. And then it happened in Mexico, happened a couple of times in Korea. So I've worked on that to kind of set that back to straight and square. And I take on that and I just kind of evolve it over time. I adapt and evolve and layer it on all those emotions that I have and all the misses that I have and all the things that I'm thinking about. I just kind of layer it on over the course of time. Okay, is this gone or is it still there? How do I fix it if it's not fixed? And then if it's fixed, let's move on to the next thing that I need to tackle.
Thanks, Bryson.
Mm-hmm.
Garrett, go ahead.
Just unmuted there. Can you hear me now, Bryson?
I got you. Yeah.
Thanks, man. Good to talk to you again. I was going to
Pleasure.
say, you made a ton of fireworks in majors since Valhalla, right? Of course, you won the U.S. Open. You've been in the mix so much, Masters. I'm curious, what did you learn about yourself at Valhalla coming down that stretch, whether mentally or physically, and how does that help you this week?
Yeah, I feel like I've always had the capacity to play well in major championships and contend consistently. A lot of things have to go right in majors for you to play well, and your whole game has to be on. And so I felt like at Valhalla, especially after Augusta, that was the second time that I'd played well in a major, and it kind of gave me that confidence I could just keep moving forward with that at every major, and keep hammering down on majors and besides the Open Championship, which I feel like is something I've got to continue to work on, which I am rigorously working on. I feel like I'm moving in the right direction with giving myself a lot of multiple chances to win these major championships. So I felt like at Valhalla last year, it was more of an assurance of saying, "Hey, I can do this, and I can do this for a long time, God willing." So I'm going to continue to just try and play my best golf. Hopefully, that expresses itself positively this week and in future weeks at different majors and even at live events. But my goal is to play the best every single week I possibly can. But Valhalla definitely gave me some confidence for the rest of the majors last year and then even this year.
Hey, thanks, man.
Thank you.
Got time for a few more. We'll go to Shane Ryan next. Shane?
Huge. Hey, Bryson.
Hey.
I'm sure a lot of guys would love to be able to drive the ball like you. And I have a hypothetical for you. Looking at other parts of your game, whether it's putting, whether it's approach or around the green, if you were forced to trade one of those for anyone currently playing, what part of the game would you trade and who would you inherit their skill?
I would probably take whoever the best wedger is right now from like 110 yards to like 60, 50 yards. I feel like I'm pretty good from 40 yards in, but that area is where I'd trade it with somebody that's really good in that area. I haven't really researched that. It's a good point you bring up. I might as well just go look at that later. But yeah, I'd probably trade that part. Just because I don't know, I hit it so far and it's a tough area for me to kind of gauge and control and something I continuously work on.
Bryson, thank you.
Thank you.
Ashley Mahoney, go ahead.
Okay, this unmute. We haven't been doing this for 5 years or anything, but I apologize for the technical difficulties.
All good.
Bryson, obviously you've everyone here this week has great familiarity with Charlotte and Quail Hollow, but is there anything off the course that stands out to you about your time in Charlotte? Anything that you make sure to do, anywhere you make sure to go when your mind isn't entirely dedicated to the course? And second parter of that, if you will, do you have any plans to bring your Break 50 series here to Quail Hollow?
It would be an honor to bring the Break 50 series here to Quail Hollow, and I'd love to showcase that. And we've got a couple other ideas that we'd love to do, but that would be awesome. Quail Hollow is an amazing place. Charlotte's a great place. I love it here. I've always felt comfortable here. Even when I was on here, was playing here on the PGA Tour, I felt really comfortable. And I remember, funny side little note, I thought I missed the cut and I was flying back, and halfway through, this is the last time I played, flying through the air, I found out, I was going to make the cut. And so I landed, I stayed the night at my house in Dallas and flew at like 2:30 in the morning back to go get my tee time. And I finished 7th that week or something like that. I think I topped 10 that week. And it was worth it. But I have good memories here is what I'm trying to say. And it's a lot of fun when I come back here. I feel comfortable. I've got some great friends around here that I've developed good relationships with. And yeah, it's just a place I feel pretty comfortable.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Adam Shupak.
Hey, Bryson, I was just curious, why do you think Rory's had so much success here?
I do believe you have to have a lot of distance out here. Rory's a great driver of the golf ball, and his iron play is great too. I think it's a golf course that sets up for his shot shapes pretty well. And I think it sets up well for mine too. So we'll see. Maybe I do well, maybe I don't, but I'm certainly going to give it my all. And I know Rory is, and hopefully we can have another go at it again, like the Masters.
You've had a lot of success at the majors lately, but early on you kind of struggled until I think kind of Harding Park, I feel like was the first one where you really kind of start figuring it out. Can you relate to a little bit to Joaquin Niemann, who in 23 major starts is yet to have a top 15. And what do you think is
I do believe Joaquin at some point in time will get a major. I think it's just a matter of time. Not if I have anything to say about that, but he's an incredible golfer. Won a bunch on Live. His form is incredible. It's not easy to win in majors. It's just a different elevation and feeling, and he's young, so he's got a lot of time. There is a likeness to it. I think he's a great, successful player. There's still some learning to do, and a lot of it's not really material. You can't really define exactly what it is until you get in that position enough times, you get comfortable enough, and you do it. One of them being Sergio. I mean, Sergio was so close so many times and finally won the Masters, and it just happens. All 72 holes, pretty much. So, did you try to cut? We were going to ask something.
No, that just thanks for answering those.
Oh, yep, no problem.
And then we'll wrap things up here with Mike McAllister in the chat. From Mike, how important was closing the deal in Korea in terms of having a completely positive mindset coming into this week?
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about that at all, Mike, on the back nine in Korea. No, it was very important for me to get the job done, and finishing off shooting 30 on the back nine gave me some good confidence to know I can get it done under pressure. Struggling on the front nine was not the right way for me to feel going into that last round, but that back nine kind of shored things up for me and kept me pretty comfortable. So very positive, Mike.
Cool. Thanks for your time, Bryson. We really appreciate it.
As always, thank you guys. Good talking to you.